Blades, webcams, soundbars, oh my. This year Razer has brought a lot of new tech to the table at CES 2023. And according to photos from Will Powers of Razer, that table has been filling up with a ton of awards from people at the show. Patrick and I were there to spend a little bit of time with them before the show floor opened, and let's just say we were very impressed. From the Blade 16 laptop to the head-tracking Leviathan V2 Pro soundbar, Razer slayed at CES 2023. So let's dive in and take a quick peek. Hey everyone, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys. First off, make sure you're subscribed for more content. We will be doing a brand new PC build with some embargoed hardware coming up very soon. Can't say much more about it, but make sure you are subscribed. Alright, so first thing we got to check out from Razer was the new Blade laptops, the 16 and 18. Now, these new gaming laptops are, of course, powerhouses packing the latest Intel 13th gen mobile processors and the latest 40 series mobile graphics cards from NVIDIA, even up to a 175 TGP 4090. Yeah, in a Blade laptop. That's gonna be pretty impressive. The other neat trick up its sleeve here is the dual mode mini LED display that can switch between full HD at 240 Hz and UHD at 120 Hz. A hard restart is required to swap between both of those. I think that's being taken care of through Synapse, but on these Blade laptops, they do restart relatively quickly, so it's not that big of a deal to swap between those modes. Now, we have yet to see what this is actually gonna feel like in real world use, and how big of a difference you'll actually see between those two, but as both a gamer and a content creator, that's something that really appeals to me on this laptop, because there are times where I would want the higher resolution if I'm editing in Premiere, but then obviously if I'm gaming, I'll probably want the higher refresh rate as well. So to have that option built in there, and they say it's native to swap between the two, is really interesting. Another great feature of the Blade 16 is just how compact they've managed to make it. Now, it is a little bit bigger than the 15, but only a little bit. And the 1610 display fills up the body really well, and there's not much of a chin on the bottom, which is kind of a bummer with the Blade 14 that I'm using here. There's a considerable chin on the bottom of this laptop. The 16 also has some great I/O like the 15, so it's going to have an SD card slot, it's going to have a Thunderbolt 4, USB-C 3.2 Gen 2, and USB-A Gen 2 ports. The only really thing left up in question here for me is going to be battery life. The Blades aren't necessarily known for their battery life. It's pretty abysmal on the 14, unfortunately. But Razer didn't have any real life numbers that they could share with us on for what they're expecting for battery life yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we will be getting one in to try out, and so we can report back on that. It's a very potent machine, and it'll be interesting to see how it handles all that power. The Blade 18 is a big laptop, but it still retains that sleek design that these laptops are known for. Razer is marketing it as a desktop replacement, which, considering how well it ran a sim rig with 3 4K displays at the NVIDIA booth, definitely sounds possible. Wait, no. That was the Blade 16 they were running that on. Holy cow. While using the sim rig, it didn't even sound like the fans were working that hard. This thing's gonna be very, very powerful and very capable. It's packing a 6-speaker array with 2 tweeters and 4 subwoofers. I'm usually pretty critical of laptop speakers. I don't really see the use of them. Just put on some headphones and, pretty much any time you're gonna have a much better experience than listening to laptop speakers. Once again, we'll have to wait till we get it in our hands to actually try it out, but if there's no other option, this does sound compelling. Both sizes come with either 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM depending on the spec, but can be upgraded to 64 gigabytes. And of course, if you're looking for a laptop that is small, stylish, and also ultra powerful, you're gonna have to pay for it. So the Blade 16 will be starting at $2,700, and the Blade 18 will be starting at $2,900. Both will be available the first quarter of this year. Now let's talk about one of the most surprising things that I saw in the booth, and that was the Leviathan V2 Pro soundbar, which is the world's first beamforming soundbar with AI head tracking. So what that means, you would have the soundbar positioned underneath your monitor, and it has a little IR camera that as you kind of move around both left and right, forward and backwards, up and down, it's going to tweak the audio so that you're always in the best position, and it's always coming at you, evenly for picking up left and right stereo sounds. And in my experience, it actually did a really good job with that. The soundbar is using a 5-speaker array plus a subwoofer. Combined with that head tracking and IR cameras, it can actually create a really nice soundstage with some of the best imaging that I've heard in a soundbar. And that's something that I never really thought I would say. I usually don't care for soundbars under TVs because I just feel like, usually 2 separate speakers can do it better than a soundbar. But this did a really good job of actually kind of wrapping that around your head a little bit more, making that a little bit more immersive. And a big part of that is different sound modes, and the most impressive of which for me being the virtual headset mode, which really made it sound like it was wrapping around, coming from the right and left, and giving you a much more immersive listening experience. And it's not like we were in the most, pristine listening scenario for a soundbar either. We were just in a hotel suite. Of course, there was one wall on the side, so sound could bounce off of that, but it was just open air on the right, and it still sounded equal left and right with the different stereo separation in there, which, like I said, was very impressive to me. And once again, just like the Blade laptops, it ain't cheap. It's $400 for this soundbar that's just gonna sit on your desk, onto your monitor with a subwoofer. So, that puts you in a price range where you could get pretty much some of the top of the line wireless ANC gaming headsets right now. So you kind of have to determine what kind of experience you're going for. Do you want something on your head, or do you want something, that's just a great sounding soundbar and you don't ever want to use a headset? Then you kind of have to make that choice for what you want. But if you're interested in the Leviathan V2 Pro, I was really impressed by it. So definitely check it out if you get the chance. And of course, Razer had some other products to show off, one of which was the Razer Kio Pro Ultra. So this is their webcam that's been upgraded with the largest sensor in a webcam. So this is aimed at getting that DSLR-like image where it has a little bit of blur in the background without using software to process the image. This is just straight out of the camera. I still want to put against my current favorite webcam, the Insta360 Link, but it was a very impressive picture, and it seemed like the autofocus is much improved over the Razer Kio Pro, which we've tested out before, and the autofocus wasn't that great on it. So yeah, it'll be interesting once we actually get our hands on it to test it out, but I will say the image looked good coming out of that camera. And that will be priced at $300. Next up, Razer's getting into accessories for the Meta Quest 2 with a facial interface and a head strap replacement. So both of these are a little bit more expensive than some of the competition that I've seen from like VR Cover, which is what I currently have on my Meta Quest 2, or I guess technically it was an Oculus Quest 2. But they had one there at the suite to actually demo and try out, and it is very comfortable. So it is going to be a nice upgrade, but it's going to be a little bit of a pricier upgrade. There are going to be more affordable options out there. But like I said, it is very nice, very high quality, it was very comfortable to use. And then lastly, the Razer Edge is their new mobile gaming device. It comes with the Pro version of the Razer Kishi V2 controller and features active cooling, which, according to Razer's Will Powers, kept the device cool for all-day gaming in hot climates. Using a 6.8-inch display and 2400 by 1080 Full HD Plus resolution that boasts a 144 Hz refresh rate, Wi-Fi pricing starts at $400, while 5G pricing is available from Verizon. So we have yet to have any of these products in here for an extended hands-on testing. Q1 is looking very exciting from Razer. Personally, I picked up the Blade 14 this last Black Friday because there was a really good deal on it. Stay locked to 9to5toys.com if you want to make sure you aren't missing all those great deals. But I am really eyeing the Blade 16. That is looking like a very appealing laptop for creators and gamers. And if I see people in the comments of my other videos asking about gaming soundbars, I am definitely going to be recommending the Leviathan V2 Pro. It's a great option, really surprised me. All right, well that's it for this quick look at what's coming up from Razer. Make sure you're subscribed because as Q1 goes on, we will be getting a lot of these products in to actually check out and do full hands-on reviews. So what do you think about these exciting new announcements from Razer? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you're looking for some other videos to watch, link to our latest Razer review, as well as our most recent video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so others can find it easier, and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.